After Clay Holmes earned himself his league-leading 11th blown save, Aaron Boone last night announced he is no longer the official closer of the New York Yankees, but who should be the official closer of the Yankees? What's going on, guys? The King of 161st Jin. I'm back with another video, and what Aaron Boone said is they're going to get creative with the bullpen, which is 95% of an announcement that they are doing bullpen by committee, meaning Luke Weaver will get shots at it. Mark Leiter probably gets a few shots at it. Hell, if Efros gets a few good outings under his belt, he could be a guy they look to get a few outs in the ninth inning. The only problem with this plan, the Yankees bullpen since July 20th has a 4.86 ERA. The Yankees bullpen ranks 23rd in baseball in that span. It's not good baseball. We saw it today. They're playing guys like Tim Meza, a guy who had a 7 ERA with Toronto before he got DFA'd there. They DFA'd Michael Tonkin after a couple outings to bring in a guy like Phil Bickford. He's looked okay, not great. Mark Leiter has given up more home runs than Enyel De Los Santos, and Enyel De Los Santos DFA'd a week after we traded him. This bullpen is not a great option for locking down games. But there are a couple options you could go to. One guy who has been consistent in that bullpen is Jake Cousins. Jake Cousins has that nasty slider that hitters would fear, which is one of the two keys that I have for a good closer. Something someone fears or immaculate control. Jake Cousins has the slider that has become one of the better pitches out of any pitch in that Yankees bullpen. At times he can become wild, which is why he doesn't have the immaculate control. He also has 97 in his back pocket. The problem I have with him is at times he fails to use it. If Jake Cousins set up his slider more effectively on more occasions, he would be a perfect option for this spot. But since he doesn't, it may not fully work out with him in that spot. Because in the ninth inning, it's a different beast. And you're going to have to set these hitters up in order to get them to chase and or strike out. The next guy other than him is Luke Weaver. Luke Weaver has some great control, especially when he's on. He has 97, has a funk motion because it's pretty fast, comes right at you. The only problem is consistency with Luke Weaver. If Luke Weaver had a tiny bit more consistency to his game, he would be a perfect candidate. The problem with Luke Weaver at times is he does trust that fastball a bit too much. And that fastball loses life a little bit when it's used a bit too much. He gives up the long ball a bit more than you would want out of someone who is closing for you. But he does have some good strikeout ability using that fastball, so he is not the worst option to come out of that bullpen. But then you get to the options outside the box. You don't just confine yourself to the guys currently in the bullpen. Especially come postseason time, Luis Gil might be the best option for that closer role. Now, I'm going to explain, because I have been team Luis Gil is a great starter the whole year. Yes, he's had his moments where he cannot find the strike zone, and that is true. He has had those moments. Even with his bad starts, he is still a middle of the pack pitcher in baseball, meaning he's in like the top 15, top 20 of #1 starters. He's still in the middle of the pack. That is a great achievement, especially for a rookie. And I don't think people look at that enough. People overlook what he has done this year. He has the strikeout stuff. And when he does have the control, he is unhittable. And that is where putting him in the bullpen could be the best option. He has strikeout ability. He does not play to contact like a Clay Holmes. That changeup would probably play perfectly out of the bullpen, along with having 100 in your back pocket. The problems with Luis Gil going to the bullpen is he would most likely have to shorten his pitch mix. That's okay. He has only 3 pitches anyway. That slider is going to lose usage, and that slider has been a key in him coming back from having a string of bad starts before he had this back injury and had a few bad starts. That slider was a huge key in keeping him unpredictable. Now, is there an opportunity for him to be a 3-pitch closer? Maybe. I haven't seen many guys be effective out of the bullpen with 3 pitches. It has been done. It just hasn't been many. So that's one flaw here. Another flaw is first inning woes that Luis Gil has. At times, Luis Gil, just like Marcus Stroman did yesterday, sometimes takes an inning or two to really find his stuff. Well, out of the bullpen, he'd have to find his stuff immediately. But then you could argue that's what the bullpen session is for. There are a lot of good things that could come out of Luis Gil being in the bullpen, especially since he is a rookie. He is not used to the workload that he has gotten. And I've been under the mindset that as long as it hasn't affected him on the field, it shouldn't matter. Well, he just got injured, likely due to the overusage, especially considering the rest of his career has not been used like this, especially since he's coming off of Tommy John. So now that he has gotten injured, he's had a few bad starts based off of workload, it seems. Putting him in the bullpen might be a great option. Would you maybe want to test him out a few innings here in like the 7th inning of a 3-run game to see how he fares before you throw him straight to the closer? Possibly. That could be a good option if we are consistently winning games in September. If we get down to it and there are a bunch of close games in September, these games are impactful. The Yankees are only 0.5 out of first place after we lost the series to Texas. Baltimore is not running away with this division. We need as many wins as possible, which is why the Texas series stings so much. We'd still have a division lead if Clay Holmes just was able to get outs, if he wasn't a plate to contact pitcher. He's blown 11 saves, 8 of them the Yankees lost. Let's say he saves 5 of those games. So that means he still has 6 blown saves. Still not a great year for a closer. The Yankees are 4 games up in the division. That's how impactful this is. And Luis Gil has the talent to be a top 5 closer in baseball if he acclimates well. I don't expect him to be a top 5 closer right out of the gate. It will be an adjustment period. But over time, you may be able to see this is a guy who has a power changeup that has so much movement, it almost looks like a sinker. You have 100 in the back pocket, and oh yeah, his nastiest pitch might be his 3rd pitch with the slider if he keeps it, if and when he gets to that closer role. To me, it seems like a no-brainer at this point, with the struggles of Clay Holmes, with the struggles of the rest of the bullpen. I don't trust anyone in that bullpen in the 9th inning anymore. Not after a 4.86 2 months. No, I don't trust any of you guys anymore. One guy I do trust Luis Gil. And he could be an amazing option to come out of that bullpen. But either way, something has to change. I'm really hoping Aaron Boone sticks to his guns in this scenario and doesn't go back to Clay Holmes time and time again. Because although we've been over it, he has gotten unlucky here and there. He does give up softer contact. It's Clay Holmes' fault that he puts himself in those situations based on being a contact-oriented closer. A contact-oriented reliever never works. A contact-oriented starter can work because you have multiple innings to work with. When you are in a 1-inning slot, you need to get your business done. And when you pitch to contact, you are risking not getting your business done. And yes, there's a lot of bad luck that comes into that. But playing to contact creates that bad luck. If he strikes more hitters out, he would have less chances to get unlucky. Luis Gil is a strikeout pitcher who has an electric changeup, good fastball, and a devastating slider. He strikes hitters out and he tries to limit contact. That's a closer. I've been avoiding this for as long as possible because I do think if he maintains his starter role into next year, he could be effective. But I'm starting to come around on the fact that he may be even more effective out of the bullpen. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Luis Gil deserves the closer role? Do you think it should be a guy like Jake Cousins, Luke Weaver, hell, Phil Bickford, whoever, unless it's Clay Holmes, leave the comment down below. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below. If you're new here, hit that sub button. I'm out of here. Take care and peace.